Parents, if you have tried every bit of lifestyle cleanup and nutritional healing out there, taking all the chemicals and toxins out of your home, your diet, everything, and yet your child is still struggling with things like allergies, eczema, asthma, frequent cold or respiratory infections, or neurological challenges like ADHD, sensory processing disorder, anxiety, this video is for you. In this video, we'll be discussing the actual science behind why so many kids struggle with toxins and other chemicals that show up in our everyday lives, like food dyes, preservatives, gluten, dairy, and everything. Let me tell you a story about Grace. Grace was a kindergartner kid, and she was having really bad respiratory issues. Ever since she was little, she had been on some kind of inhaler to help when she would get sick. And then last October, she ended up with pneumonia in the hospital. And since then, they could not get this cough to go away. She was having to use inhalers every day. She was coughing a lot at night, staying awake. She couldn't go play with her friends because after 1 or 2 minutes of running around, she needed her inhaler and couldn't breathe. So we started working with Grace, and it has been about 7 months now, and Grace has A, not been back to the hospital, and B, she is off all of her inhalers, and she's not using anything when she's playing. She can go play with her friends at recess, and there's no issues. When she does get sick, she gets over it a lot faster. She might still have a cough that comes up, but she's not keeping it, and she's not needing to use an inhaler while she has that sickness. So while traditional medical doctors and pediatricians still blame genetics and bad luck for our kids' health challenges, parents today know that there is something more going on. But once you get online and start really researching for things like root causes and how to help your child heal naturally, it can be entirely overwhelming with all the lifestyle and diet changes that we're supposed to make. The first thing parents are taught to do in the natural health space is to remove toxins and chemicals from every part of our lives. The cleaners, the foods, the detergents, every aspect, get the air purifiers, everything that you can do. But every day in our practice, we take case histories on kids whose parents have done all of that, and their child still struggles. In nearly 90% of those cases, the one thing that we find in the case history again and again is this: birth trauma via interventions such as forceps, vacuum, C-section. So what does birth trauma do specifically that leads to a child having such major challenges with processing and detoxing toxins and chemicals? First, the birth injury and trauma causes their central nervous system to shift into what's known as a subluxated or sympathetic dominant state. We've all heard of fight or flight. And that's that state where your body's really trying hard to survive. It's not really focused on growing, healing, developing, resting, digesting, breathing really well. It just wants to get to a place where it feels safe. This is primarily because the injury occurs in the brainstem region and negatively affects the function of the vagus nerve. Now, we've talked a lot about the vagus nerve. You can head to some other videos and learn way more about the vagus nerve that we've done in the past. But basically, the vagus nerve controls that autonomic nervous system, or that sympathetic dominant state, particularly when it comes to the digestive function and immune function, especially getting rid of toxins, inflammation, mucus, and so forth. So as long as that subluxation, neurological, and vagus nerve dysfunction remains, the child will still struggle with their gut and immune health no matter how clean their diet or environment is. Yes, some of those things can help and reduce some of that load. You might notice improvements, but you're not going to notice it go away. So, if you feel like you've tried every natural solution out there and are spending tons of money every month on clean, organic foods and natural cleaning products, you're doing a great job and have taken some huge steps in the right direction. But there's still maybe more going on with their nervous system, and we encourage you to head to our website to read more about birth trauma, the vagus nerve, and the nervous system's role in health and healing. Without any doubt, birth trauma is the single biggest overlooked factor in all of healthcare. And our practice and our network at PX Docs are determined to get this information out to parents far and wide. So please share this video.